What's up, people? Thank you for checking out the video. Thank you for checking out the channel. Check out my Patreon, become a member of the channel. Uh, that said, let's check out a video by the channel, The Future Files. I will leave a link in the description to the original. I'm sure you guys know The Future Files. So show some love over there. This is If I Could Change the World, man. If I Could Change the World. Nick is in the thumbnail, so I guess this will be Nick idea of maybe a perfect world, if we could create one, or if we could change the one we have. So let's jump into the video. Let's see what would happen if Nick could change the world, man, or one of the guys, man. Let's go, man.
Suck your penis. I will suck your penis. I will suck your penis inside of mine. If I could change the world, if I could change the world, I would put you in my ass and you'd live there. I would put you inside of my fucking ass. If I could change the world, I would make you tired.
I'm guessing If I Could Change the World is a song title, you know, probably by Eric Clapton. So yeah, let's continue, man.
And you'd live there. I would put you inside of my fucking ass. If I could change the world, I would make you tiny and put you in my ass. You could control me with a bunch of levers and make me move. It wouldn't be gay, I'd be some kind of robot. It wouldn't be gay. It wouldn't be gay. I would be a robot, not a gay man. I'd be some kind of big robot, or I'd be regular size and you'd be tiny. It would be gay, you'd have to control me with wires and buttons. I would be some sort of mech or rogue Gundam. I would be a Gundam and you would just live in my ass.
Yes.
And people ask me, you know, obviously this song is filled with symbolism. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'm always surprised because it's probably one of the most literal songs.
Right, yes. People ask me, Eric, what's the song about?
They're like, Eric, this was the second song you made after your son's unfortunate
one of the
death.
most literal songs I've ever written. It's quite frankly, if I could change the universe.
Tears in Heaven was about my son dying, but
I would make myself either very large or I would select, you know, a pilot is my preferred, to live inside my ass.
Live inside my
and control me as if I were a giant robot.
Right.
wouldn't be
that's
changing
true.
much about the world.
Well, it would be. That
I
was
have no
a
idea
small
what a
man in
speaking
the
voice
ass.
sounds like.
I don't either.
Something like that.
Yeah.
He's pretty chill though. Cocaine. He loves
That's
cocaine.
cool, dude. Yeah,
Bow,
that's
bow,
fun.
bow, bow, bow. I remember listening to that song when I was like 12 and being like, hell yeah, dude, I love
Yeah.
cocaine. Yeah, I could shrink you down and let you live inside my ass. I'm not gay. Bow, bow, bow. It's not gay. It's not gay. You could control me with a bunch of levers.
Is, you know, they say that an artist should always diversify, but I always thought that the most interesting thing to me lyrically is exploring the same theme over and over again.
Right. Right.
Allowing
Right.
the instrumentation to change, because then you really challenge yourself.
Yep.
Because people are going to say, no matter what, the instant criticism is going to be, you've already covered this.
Yeah.
We know you want to be either a giant robot or have a partner of some sort that's shrunken down to live inside your ass.
Right.
To control you with wires and levers.
That's right.
we know this about you, Eric.
Everybody knows that.
We're familiar with this.
That's why Cream has to break up.
Yeah.
You keep talking about it.
When I was with the Yardbirds, I was always pushing for some kind of, you know, we'd do live shows, and this was before Tool, who I really credit with changing the live.
Oh yeah, Tool.
I wanted to project a video of me as some kind of dying alien that's sick from doing too much meditation.
Right.
And Tool stole that idea. I said,
Really?
Well, yes.
Seems like you had kind of a jump on
I
Tool.
wanted to, yes. Initially,
Yeah, like
I had the
30
idea
years.
of spending an $80 million laser show setup where there's a pyramid and we go inside the pyramid
It's very similar to a man going inside another man's ass.
Right.
Correct.
If I asked several people, and they told me it was impossible to do with lasers. That the only thing that lasers could create was some kind of alien that's throwing up from doing too much yoga.
Right. Not
It's
not
an
a guy
alien
in another
who's-
guy's ass.
who's aligned his chakras to the extent that now he's dying in space prison.
It's too much. He's
And-
too enlightened.
And they kicked me out of the band for that. And then
Out of Tool.
yes, and
Eric Clapton was in Tool.
I had one interview with Tool. I was trying to be in Tool, and they stole my idea.
well, that's so fucked.
So what are what's
I
your
submitted a
vision?
packet to Tool,
And
and I
I
just saw my own bit there.
and then I had lunch with my best friend Paul McCartney, probably my very good friend
My
Paul.
best friend
Yeah,
Paul.
so- Paul.
The only guy I know, actually. And I told him, I think where this went wrong, because this was the greatest tragedy in my life. Probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me was being rejected by Tool and then having them steal my idea for the sick alien.
It has to be painful.
Yes. And yeah, really nothing else rings a bell.
You can't really think about it.
My life's been pretty good.
Really?
I bet, yeah, it's been it's almost magical, really.
Right.
And I said to him, I got to go back to the robot thing.
Do you know that?
I said
I need to get back to my roots.
this was all due to me departing from my original idea of solely pursuing one artistic expression my entire life, which is that I want to be, either a giant robot or a regular sized robot with a friend who lives inside my ass.
And that's when I wrote the
Interesting.
song.
Thank you, Eric.
When I wrote the film, The Lion King, a lot of people don't know that. I was actually the screenwriter of The Lion King.
Really?
I created the story and came up with it. And originally it was about...
Was Timon originally in Pumbaa's ass?
that was correct. It was, I imagined an ancient African golem who tricks a young lion cub into living in his ass.
Wow.
And the lion cub grows to full size inside of his ass. And it's very similar to the story of, I believe it was Hercules carrying an oxen
Right.
around his house or something.
Yeah, I believe so.
And he had a blue oxen, and as it grew older, that's what made him. That's how he became John Revere.
Right.
If you remember the Roman story of John Henry versus the Machine.
Right.
So we said,
Fable.
what if we did a version of that set in Africa?
There we go.
And that's where the Lion King came from. And at the
These visuals are really good, man. I'm really captivated, man.
time, I was really thinking a lot more about that robot. It's sort of a lifelong obsession,
Yeah.
and that
Also, which cartoon is that of that guy hammering those nails into the railway? Let me know if you know, man. That looked very interesting. Something I might want to check out, man.
derailed more about that robot. It's sort of a lifelong obsession,
Yeah.
and that derailed the story. And my interview to write The Lion King never went past that first.
You've interviewed for a lot of interesting showbiz jobs.
But they
One
kept
of
the
being
name.
in
One of
Tool.
the greatest tragedies of my life was being declined for the position of head screenwriter of The Lion King, and they stole my idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it seems like it was a different idea.
No,
I
it was
went
similar.
in 1983. I went to Disney and I said, "Let's do a children's movie set in Africa about a giant robot with a man that lives in his ass." And
Right.
Called The Lion King?
it was called Terminator 2.
Oh.
And I can't prove it, obviously. But what happens? 10 years later,
Right.
They
Disney
made Terminator 1.
Disney releases a movie set in Africa for children.
That's right.
And that
So
doesn't...
wait, I'm sorry. Had Terminator 1 come out?
No,
I'm sorry,
he
but you don't
pitched
need to be-
Terminator 2, and then they had to make a Terminator 1 to steal his idea for Terminator
You don't need
2.
to be a giant crime-solving robot to figure out
Right, what happened with
what
a man in
happened
his
there.
ass?
With a man in his ass. Figure that out.
Who's pulling levers to control him?
It's not necessary. You can see clear as day what happened there was. They were so
It
intimidated
was
by
dastardly.
it. Yes.
Downright fucked up, Eric.
Yes.
Well, thanks for joining us for the first part of the Come Town. We're trying to have more mainstream guests.
We're trying to become
That's
more
our
like
interview
Rogan.
with Eric Clapton, everyone.
Yeah, thanks
Do you have any
joining us.
questions for me? I mean,
Yeah. So when you were in Cream,
Yeah, we're Derek and the Dominoes, of course. So many great projects.
yes,
how
thank
about
you.
this? Why did you do this?
Do you have any? Maybe perhaps either one of you. I'm not familiar with either of you.
Yeah, sure.
Intimately, but if either one of you want to use this joke setup to demonstrate your knowledge of Eric Clapton's
Thank you.
actual
Thank you, I appreciate that.
portfolio,
I just did that kind
if
of.
there's any,
Well, I was going to ask you.
if that would be very funny to you,
Right. I
It
was
would be-
actually
I
going to
think
say,
there's
was
probably
the
some
band
people
Cream named after when you would come, like coming out of your cock?
Oh no,
When
I've
the
never
ma-
thought about that actually.
Really?
Yeah.
No, we were sitting around trying to come up with a name for a band.
Of
and we
course.
were at Denny's.
Yeah.
It was,
Your daddy's in.
Oh, for your coffee.
in England,
in London.
The first one. There's a lot of people don't know that the first Denny's was in London.
Really?
Yeah.
And I was having the moons over my hammy,
Of course.
and the other members of Cream, Paul McCartney,
right.
and Elton John.
Elton John, that's right.
Yeah.
They were sitting at Denny's
And I,
in
if I
Piccadilly
recall-
Circus, right?
if I-
The Denny's at Piccadilly Circus.
If I remember correctly, Paul McCartney was having the Southwestern Crazy Cowboy tortilla soup, and Elton John was eating a bowl of gum.
They were sitting at Denny's
And I,
in
if I
Piccadilly
recall-
Circus, right?
if I-
The Denny's at Piccadilly Circus.
If I remember correctly, Paul McCartney was having the Southwestern Crazy Cowboy tortilla soup, and Elton John was eating a bowl of gum.
Did he bring it himself?
Twist.
He brought his own. He brought his own. Yes, he did. He would bring a bowl of cum everywhere, and he would lick at it like a kitten.
This is even when he was pretending to be straight.
This was when he was pretending to be a kitten.
Oh,
He was-
okay.
Yeah, there was a period, people forget, he went straight, then cat, then gay.
It was kind of a.
It was really, I almost blame that Cats phase
On him
making
turning
because he
full
became
gay.
obsessed, absolutely obsessed with Mr. Mistopheles.
right. Who is cool? I don't know if he listened to us, but I thought he was pretty cool.
Yeah, we
from
talked
Cats.
about him on our show.
You know,
before.
Do you like Mr. Mistopheles,
Well, I just-
Eric?
In 1983, I
Oh
went,
no, this is
No,
your
I went to
idea.
Broadway.
Let's hear it.
I went to Broadway and I said,
Okay.
I've got an idea for a musical.
Right.
And it's about a man who is a robot.
A giant.
He's a
Okay.
giant. They're pushing me out of the office.
Where is it set?
And it's this one's set in New York City.
Wow.
And it's Christmas time.
Mm.
And the man, he's become lost because he got on the wrong plane when his family's going on vacation. And the only way he can get back to Chicago and avoid the two robbers that are after him is if a man lives in his ass and
It
controls
directs him
Oh.
there.
And he needs...
This is a grown man.
it's
It's a grown man who's separated from his family.
Named Kevin
Yes,
McAllister.
he's a grown man named Kevin McAllister.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, 3 years later, Cats, the musical.
Wow.
Wow, this is
So
the
that's-
same plot.
So you're pissed about that. Have you ever heard of the movie Home Alone, Eric?
Home Alone 2, I believe.
Home Alone 2?
Yeah,
I have.
Lost
I've
in
seen
New
it.
York.
I think that's just a coincidence.
I think that's
I
more
think
similar.
I think it's parallel thinking.
That's parallel thinking.
parallel
but The
thinking.
Lion King about a man, a crime-fighting
I think
robot.
that's a simple case of parallel thinking. Is really all that.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So we're at Denny's.
You're right. And Elton, who's obsessed at this time with Mr. Mephistopheles.
Mr. Mistopheles.
And he's lapping up cum.
Who even by your own estimation, you thought up of in 1983.
Yes.
So this is the 60s. So Elton is obsessed with a different guy named Mr. Mistopheles.
I had told him the idea.
You told him in broad strokes the idea.
I told him my idea for Home Alone 2. And he said, I want to hear more about this. Mr.
So
Mistopheles."
just to be clear, in your idea for Cats,
For Home Alone 2.
No.
My idea for a movie about the man who's a robot who's lost from his family. He's
called Cats,
being pursued. Well, no, it's
called Home Alone 2.
No, it's called A Scanner Darkly. He's pursued by 2 robbers. One magical Mr. Mistopheles.
Is he a cat?
He's a large cat.
Okay.
And the other one, his name is Dr. Manhattan. And he's blue and you can see his penis.
Oh, that's scary.
So Eric Clapton's Scanner Darkly. He's the plot of Kevin Home
There's
Alone
this
2.
guy named
Interesting.
Kevin McAllister.
Interesting. So he had
Wow.
loved this guy so much that he started
He
lapping up
started-
cum at
He
Denny's.
would bring his own bowl of cum everywhere to eat like a kitten because it's actually
Just head
illegal.
first.
It's illegal to transport milk across state lines
Are there states in London, in England?
in the English
The
states.
English
Yeah.
states,
The United
yes.
States of England.
They have 50.
Yeah.
This is what it was called at the time.
I didn't know
Yeah.
A
that.
lot of people don't know that the Brit invasion was actually a cultural exchange program. So, y'all, as you would say,
Right,
got
thank you.
rock and roll from us,
Mm-hmm.
and in exchange we got Denny's and States.
I thought you said the first Denny's was from England.
But it was based on IHOP.
I see.
It was an American theme.
Wow, I had no idea.
Diner. Yeah, they did not have diners in
Interesting.
in London. Everyone would just eat. Come. There was a
Right.
bowl
Oh,
of-
wow.
Yeah, it was the first. So Elton was.
So Elton must have been pissed that everything got so Americanized that they stopped selling cum at restaurants.
That's why he'd have to bring.
No, but I thought he brought, yeah.
Well, yeah.
He'd have to bring
Yeah.
his own cum.
Right. And
So we thought it would be a funny prank to replace his cum with cream.
Mm.
With heavy
Did that
cream
piss him
while he was
off?
in the bathroom. He's highly allergic,
Oh,
and so he died.
that's funny.
What?
And he was replaced. And Elton John, the new guy now.
So that's a different. So this
I have
Elton
no idea
John
who that guy is.
is a complete another
It's a completely
coincidence.
Different guy. The first Elton John was black.
So you had a gay friend named Elton John.
He's a black man.
It was black. It was from Africa. He said he's from Africa.
He was a Nigerian. And he would wear sandals everywhere.
Was he
dressed
good
up
at
like-
music?
No, he's never.
But he was still in cream
Well, I
with you
met
and
him when
Paul.
I was scouting locations for my idea for a film about a giant man who has a friend who lives in his house. And I went down to Nigeria to see because it came to me in a dream.
Right.
And I had the dream right after eating a bunch of bananas. And
Sure.
And I at the time had been reading a lot of Jungian psychology, and he talked extensively about how your dreams are actually come from the country where
With the fruit. The fruit that you eat before going to sleep. And because you had bananas, you thought you should go to Nigeria.
No, which is the where they're from.
That's exactly right.
That's where they're from.
I don't know if that's exactly right, though.
That's exactly right.
I mean, I believe that that's your thought process, Eric, but I don't think that's correct. For there's multiple things wrong with that statement.
And so that's where you met Sir Elton John.
And I met Elton
The
John.
first one.
He picked me up at the airport. He was my cab driver. And I said, I want you to come back to England, and I'm going to teach you how to make music.
Yeah.
So, okay, let me ask you this: have you ever what's the closest you've gotten to having a man in your ass pulling levers?
Yeah. Have you ever lived your
Have you
truth?
tried it?
I'm here now. I stopped by here
Why?
in New York to do just a couple of podcasts, and I'm trying to work my way up to Joe Rogan. Because I want Joe Rogan to introduce me to Elon Musk.
Oh.
And I'm going to proposition him basically
Oh, okay.
and say, if you present me, Eric Clapton, with the proper funding and research, obviously, that his companies are capable of to create or turn me either into a giant robot man or possibly shrink another human. You would obviously need two different research teams to look into it.
Right.
Correct.
If we can go down either path that results in us accomplishing this goal, our goal, in my lifetime, I'll suck his cock.
That's what you have to offer.
That's it.
And
that's the
I
plan.
spent all my money trying to do it myself,
right.
and I I believe you guys would call it fucked up.
Right. Yeah.
I don't particularly like using curse words, but in this instance, it's warranted.
Sure.
I don't cuss.
You don't cuss.
I don't cuss.
You made that very clear in
That
the
was a
pre-interview
quote of
process.
I don't think that an artist should ever use swear words.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think, this Donald Trump guy is
Oh wow.
it's because
Interesting.
he's
He doesn't really cuss that much.
well, there's a lot of reasons. Not like my reason is that he uses cuss words.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
You know?
So you're gonna do Comtown, and then what other
I'll
pods do
try
you
to
have
work
lined
my
up?
way up to Joe Rogan.
Are you
but
doing The Guys We Fucked?
I blew all my money because I got a Home Depot credit card,
Oh, crap.
and well, they have beef jerky there.
Oh, you didn't even buy stuff
I
to
didn't
build
even
a
think
robot.
about it. No, I started. I spent maybe $7,000 on PVC piping.
Okay.
And,
It's a good start.
and a lot of switches. I thought about. They have very luxury switches.
Uh-huh.
Like
No.
electrical switches?
Well, my whole house is filled with bicentennial commemorative light switch plates.
Right.
Because
Uh-oh.
I had a period where I was obsessed with the Revolutionary War
Uh-huh.
after seeing the movie Wild Wild West, which I had mistakenly identified as a revolutionary.
That's the symbol.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we don't have-
It's tough to. It gets confused.
We've never had a war in England, so we
The
don't.
British. Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't even know. No one, most people in England have never even heard of the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
What about World War II?
No, I don't think so.
You've never heard of it?
I don't.
You personally, have you ever
I
heard of
haven't.
World War II?
But I saw Wild Wild West, and I said, "This spider, eerily close to my idea of a giant." man."
Oh,
fuck.
that's
Had you ever
right.
pitched that?
I can't say. I did have sex with Kevin Kline, one time. but I can't say that. I mean, it's possible. He maybe read one of my notes
Right.
about my idea for a giant man.
You think Kevin
sounds
Kline
pretty
looked
close.
at your diary?
But that's fair for you to say it
Awesome.
might be parallel thinking
it might
as
be
well.
parallel thinking. The
Yeah.
giant
Well,
spider.
you're very gracious, Eric.
That's very
Thank you
gracious.
for all your time.
Well, I'm one of the greatest.
Guitarists.
That's exactly what
Yeah.
I am.
Yep.
That's exactly.
And did
what I
you-
am.
did
Certainly
you-
not
and
a-
thinkers.
Yes, I can't even. Often I forget
What you
just
play.
exactly who I am.
Right. Well, you're Eric Clapton,
Yes.
and we thank you for being on. And
Well, I was obsessed with the Revolutionary War, so I replaced
Right.
all the
Oh,
light
yeah.
switch covers in my house.
right.
With bicentennial commemorative plates.
Yeah, which
And I-
will be worth something.
And I've
assuming.
thrown out all of my regular light switch covers.
Uh-huh.
And of course, half of them ended up inside my ass. And
So you were just
So you have the switches there.
you have the switches and the pulleys and
Ready
the
to go.
levers.
well, when I went to Home Depot, they have the nicer ones now. So I went dimmer switches in my whole house.
Your ass.
Oh, yeah.
But then they
Your
got
ass or your house?
in my house.
Have you considered maybe a clapper?
But they got stuck at 10%, and it's damaged my vision because it's dark. It's like living in a cavern,
Right.
which I am training myself now because I'm in a low light situation, which I imagine if it can't be me that's the robot, perhaps I could live in someone else's.
You want to be the guy in someone's
And
ass.
so I'm training my eyes now, just in case when I
To
eventually
live in an ass.
when I meet Elon and we get further into the project, maybe we're talking 20 years. I'll probably be. Let's see now. I've got to be me, Eric Clapton. I've got to be somewhere in between the ages of 50 and 90 years old.
Yeah.
I want to say
About-
75.
Yeah, that sounds
That
about
sounds correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was famous in
The
in
60s.
and 70s?
Yeah.
that sounds also correct.
And well into the 90s even.
Right. So
Yeah,
I've
a
got to
long
be
career.
pretty fucking old. So
Right.
I meet Elon, and then we're maybe a 20-year roadmap before we're talking about a situation where it's feasible to have one man live in another man's ass. And
Certainly.
at
To
that
live in a
point,
man's ass.
my body might not be able to handle the big and mechanization surgery.
Right. But you'll be smaller and maybe fit more easily into a man's ass.
So I might have to be the one that lives in the ass, in which case
And you're fine with that.
the only prerequisite is that my eyes are adjusted to a low light situation. So in a sort of roundabout way, it worked out that I had that big mess up with the bicentennial plates after getting so excited about the giant spider.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a screw up right there.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying it ended
It ended up being fortuitous.
Yeah.
And you know what? You actually are 30 years old. Or 75 years old. You were
Oh.
born on March 30th.
March 30th, great day.
Classic day.
Classic birthday.
Did you know you're the only 3-time inductee to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I did know that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did know that. I also, I came up with the idea for the hot dog eating contest in Coney Island.
Oh, on 4th of July.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
I was down there and I went into Nathan's
come?
Hot Dogs and I had one of the hot dogs and I said, this was great. I'd like to meet the owner, I'm Eric Clapton. Because you go places. We brought it over, you go to diners in the United States, and I was one of the first people to give them my headshot and put it on.
Oh, wow.
You came up with that.
And yeah, you can
Wow.
go. You can actually go to the original IHOP in Columbus, Ohio, and on there on the wall is the very first headshot, and it's a picture of me, 15 years old.
15.
When my first album came out, and it says on there, "The food was so good, I wish I could jam it up my ass and let
Whoa.
it. I feel like the food is in my ass controlling me."
And then that was kind
Thanks.
of the precursor.
Thanks for everything. Thanks for dinner. Thanks for the dinner you made for me. And they said, "What do we do with this?" And I said, "Put it on the
Put
wall."
it up on the fucking wall. What do you mean? What do you do with
In
it?
15 years, the Italians will be doing this. I'm telling you, I know. The Italians, they copy everything. Ferrari, that was my idea.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I said, what if a car went so fast?
that it was gay.
that you could charge $1 billion for it?
That's awesome.
your idea.
Now let me ask you.
I came up with that.
Real, you to do a car that was really fast.
Yes, I said that to Elton John, the original, of course.
Of
For the
course.
black one.
Now let me ask you: have you ever sucked a man's cock?
Of course. I'm British. That's a part of just how you
That's
graduate
8th
from
grade.
middle
yeah.
school to high school. Is the cocksucking test.
Have you ever seen Keith Richards' penis?
Probably.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Probably.
Man.
Yeah,
Sounds
that sounds
about
about right.
That
That's
sounds
to the
awesome.
same degree. I'm probably 75 years old.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Eric. Unless you have anything else you wanted to talk about, we could get our co-host Nick in here.
Oh, there's another person.
There's another guy.
No, I don't know. I kind of like it.
You like the vibe? You like
Yeah,
the vibe,
yeah.
Eric?
This guy Eric's pretty chill.
Eric, don't say this guy, Eric. Sir Eric.
Sir Eric is pretty chill.
He's our fucking guest.
I do have one bone to pick. with
Please.
you
What is
guys.
it? Let's hear it.
I mean, and other people have mentioned it to me. That's the only reason I know.
Sure,
the show.
sure.
It seems that this premise was stolen entirely from me.
Oh no, really?
The premise of the show.
Of this of
Cumtown?
Cumtown?
Of the I mean, I don't.
You don't want to say that word.
I don't want to. But in
You don't cuss.
1997, I heard Car Talk, and I approached NPR and I said I want to do a show.
Right.
But this time it's 3 people instead of 2.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of talking about cars, one of them is huge.
Okay.
He's a robot. The other one
Uh-huh.
lives in his ass.
And
And the
then-
third person steals jokes. And I approached NPR and I said I want to do a show.
Right.
But this time it's 3 people instead of 2.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of talking about cars, one of them is huge.
Okay.
He's a robot. The other
Uh-huh.
one lives in his ass.
And
The
then-
third person steals jokes.
Interesting. Well, the thing is,
The third person is Jewish.
he's Jewish and he steals jokes. Okay. Well, we're really sorry, man. We didn't even. know.
It sounds like a good show.
Yeah.
And it's called the Legion of Scams.
That's true. Dave is
Well,
Jewish.
we don't really have a guy in anybody's ass. Now, you nailed us on that other element, though.
Mm.
But
I brought this idea to everybody, and no one
passed?
will have it done. And that's why I say, to this day, if I could change the world, the one thing that I would do is shrink someone down.
that's right. That's how this started, because we were singing that song.
It's about what I would do if I could change the world.
Well, do you want to play us off with one final rendition of that song?
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks, Eric.
Okay, I'll be in the men's bathroom
Okay.
at Ruth's Chris.
Nice.
If anyone wants to take a look at some blueprints in one of the stalls,
Oh, that's your office, kind of.
Yes,
Like Fonzie.
I've set up shop in the bathroom of the Dunkin' Donuts on Fulton and Nostrand.
I thought you said Ruth Chris.
Well, I'll be there tonight. So
Oh.
the after party.
Yeah, it's a party for working on getting...
For the podcast?
I rented out the bathroom at Ruth Chris from
That's
the
awesome.
Tuesdays with Stories podcast.
Oh, you're doing Tuesdays too.
I did Tuesdays, and Joe List, he said to me that I could use his office.
He's a good guy.
Yes, he said I could borrow the master bedroom. The executive suite.
So you know Joe List.
Yeah.
I met Joe List, in
That's
fact.
awesome.
They're friends. They have a mutual friend, Dominic Strauss-Kahn, actually.
When I met Joseph and his friend Mark, I said, you guys work so well together. Have you ever considered that maybe Mark could live inside your ass and
Right.
control you?
Right.
And they said, yes, we've heard your idea. Man.
Thanks, Eric. Yep.
Eric, we can you please leave? And then they stole the idea for the podcast for me.
That's so fucked up. Well, thank you, Eric, and I guess you can keep staying here if you like.
No, I think that's good. I think maybe half the episode is enough time to hear me.
That was.
Eric Clapton.
Thank you, Eric Clapton.
Thank you, Eric.
Or as I like to call him, Eric Clapdem ass cheek.
Clapped him.
Mm-hmm.
No, the Russians are the best filmmakers.
What? What the fuck is a good Russian movie?
Come and See.
Tarkovsky.
For one. You just watched, all of Tarkovsky. But did you watch Come and See on our recommendation?
I don't believe I did.
It's
I've reacted to this movie, man. It shattered me, man. Jesus, what a brutal film. What a brutal film. What is Tarkovsky, by the way? Is that a director or is that a movie? Tarkovsky. I will look that up, man. Tarkovsky. But anyway, man, if you haven't seen Come and See, man, definitely check it out. This movie doesn't give a fuck about you or how you feel, you know. It wrecked me, man. But I'm glad I watched it, you know. I'm glad I watched it. I watched it as a challenge to myself, you know, because I knew that it would be a challenge. But if it weren't for reaction videos or the fact that I react to movies, I don't think I would have watched it. But, you know, I challenged myself. Usually I avoid such movies, but I'm glad I watched it, man. I'm glad I watched it. Come and See, man. Damn. I've reacted to it on my channel. If you care, man, check it out, man. Go check it out. Check it out, man.
Come and See. For one.
Tarkovsky.
You just watched, all of Tarkovsky. But you watch Come and See on our recommendation?
I don't believe I did.
It's
you should watch
it's you gotta.
Probably the best war movie ever fucking made.
It'll sit with
Okay.
you for like a week.
And you know
Is
they
that good?
They stole the idea
It's-
from me.
They stole it from Eric Clapton.
Because I had an idea. I said I want everyone to come and see this John Robot. I came up
Right.
with.
Into my ass.
I had drawn him on the back of a cereal box while having breakfast, which I also invented.
You invented breakfast or cereal?
I invented breakfast and cereal.
Okay.
Breakfast cereal was a Eric Clapton original. One of my first concepts.
I love that for you.
It predates actually the idea of the robot.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And you mean when you say it predates?
I said
You had the idea first.
what if you woke up in the morning and a talking bird, like a toucan perhaps,
Right.
took you into the jungle and then showed you colorful circles that you shoved into your mouth.
Right.
This came to me in a dream, and of course, like
That's
I said,
awesome. What were you
consider
eating before?
myself a scholar of Carl Jung, and one of his other ideas was that if you dream of a bird, it means that you actually have a pretty big dick. And for years I thought I had a small dick, but apparently you have to have a big dick to have dreams about a toucan.
A toucan.
And the beak represents your cock.
How big your cock is?
And my cock is huge.
So big. Yeah, that's big.
I didn't
big.
think so. I'm not going to prove it, but
Can we see your cock?
No,
Please.
no. I'll show you a picture I have on my computer.
Okay.
I'll show you. Yes, it's called mycock.psd.
Wait a second. That's a Photoshop file.
It's.
Can we see a JPEG?
No,
Or?
it's from my camera.
No, he do us directly from the camera.
No, I'm going to show you. This is the only- As I said, the lighting in my house is very dark because of my.
His eyesight.
Yeah, because of my.
No, because the dimmers are stuck at 10%.
yeah.
Adam, come on, man. Listen to Eric Clapton when he talks. We have a rock legend here. You're not even fucking listening.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sir Eric.
Yes.
Fuck, that pork smells so goddamn good.
They asked me to leave the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, that's
Joe
why. Is that
List
why
asked
you're
you?
back?
I said I'm friends with Joe List, and they said we don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I said he said this was his office,
Does the name Joe List mean nothing anymore?
and they said we've been told that Eric Clapton, you have been banned from New York City on account of you disparaging our windows.
Oh.
Why? Do you blame
make-
you blame the
You're
windows?
making our windows look bad, and I'm
Because of letting your son fall out of one? Is that what you're getting at, Eric? They banned him from New York because his son fell out of a window. Fuck. Wow.
How old was this kid when he died? When he fell out of the window, man? Let me know, man. How old was the kid, man? That's a really tragic thing that happened to him, man.
Well, you're welcome here, Eric.
That was, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Mayor
the Department of Buildings.
Department of Buildings.
has banned you.
Mayor Koch. Ed Koch said he
And I said,
can't.
thank God for 9/11. That really took the heat off of me. But the Department of Buildings, I was considered the bastard. They called me the bastard.
The bastard of buildings. Clapton.
They got a picture of you in the office.
They called me the bastard
The
of buildings.
bastard.
Bastard of buildings. Eric Clapton. His son tragically falls to his death.
Until the beautiful day in September when a couple of Indian men, I believe, really just they put themselves in rock and roll.
Right.
Yeah.
No, Muhammad Atta's in there.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
He's in the
Indian
Rock and
guy.
Roll Hall of Fame.
From what? Why? Was he a band or a
Well,
solo act?
for doing 9/11.
It was metal. It was
Yeah.
one of the most.
It was metal.
one
That
of
is
the
true.
biggest moments in metal history.
Yes.
9/11 was metal.
Metal in the flames of the World Trade Center.
That kind of stuff.
Yes, I actually suggested him for.
Oh, you vouched for him.
I nominated
That's how it goes.
Muhammad Atta into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And everyone was cool with that.
Everyone was. I mean, well, as a member of not only a celebrity but a musician,
Right.
I was. There's a quick competition to have the absolute worst take possible after 9/11.
Of course. Yeah.
You know, so a lot of people were just going out on stage naked and maybe putting tape over their mouths or shaving their head. And I thought, what if we put Muhammad Atta in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yep.
And we called Sebastian Bach a terrorist.
That would be funny.
We called Brett Michaels, Brett
Michaels. Yeah.
a we called him a terrorist
Because his music sucks.
because his music sucks.
But Muhammad Atta
Muhammad Atta
gets to be in the Hall of Fame.
that's rock and roll.
That's
what
is-
it's about.
Awesome.
As well, you know, in the '60s, it's like we always dreamed of smashing a jetliner.
Yeah, dude, the world's biggest financial,
Yes,
center.
and
That's fucking
But at
anti-capitalist.
the time, that's to even get on an airplane, you had to be Shirley Temple,
Right. Shirley Temple was the only person.
You had to be Marlene Dietrich.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Nice piece of pussy, that Marlene Dietrich.
yes, I sucked her off.
You sucked her off.
Yeah, yes, in the bathroom.
You sure that was Marlene Dietrich?
I think it was the fella who told you his name was Marlene Dietrich.
I sucked Marlene Dietrich's penis. At the bathroom in Porterford, yeah. It was on the way over here. I don't know.
Oh, you took the bus here?
I took the bus here.
Wait, just now?
Yes.
Marlene Dietrich's been dead for maybe 25 years.
I was in Philadelphia.
You took the bus from Philly to the Port
I was in
Authority?
No,
Philadelphia.
that doesn't change the fact that
As an official poll observer.
Oh, yeah.
To keep an eye on these Black Lives Matter. You know, in the 60s, we were all about counterculture. Now it's like...
it's gone too far in
It's
your
gone
estimation.
too far. You know, Donald Trump, I don't care much for his cursing, but
Right.
everything else...
His ideas are behind.
His ideas are intoxicating. they fill me with a sense that, you know, it's just that I'm part of something bigger than
Something
myself.
bigger than yourself, sure.
That I'm ready to dissolve the individual into the whole. You know, very much the way you would put a tiny man inside.
Yes. Oh, of course. Oh, how could I forget?
And that ideas are very appealing to you. Those themes.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of people call it fascism, and I just say it's just plain old good time imagining yourself as a robot with a bunch of men in your ass.
Oh, you want more than one man? I thought it was your friends.
I imagine an entire bridge like on Star Trek.
Nice.
My good friend Gene Roddenberry.
You're friends with Gene Roddenberry. You get pussy with Gene?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
I remember
Man.
Gene invited me to Texas, which was a part of Africa at the time. It had not won its
I
independence.
don't
yet,
believe
but
that's true.
I think before America.
I don't mean to be insulting, but I am a scholar of Carl Jung. I don't.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think I would misremember where Texas is.
You got me there, sir.
Africa is big. Texas is big. Ipso quoto.
So you and Gene Roddenberry.
Ipso quoto geotaco. They are the neighbors.
Makes sense, and I'm sorry, and I take it back.
This is a very interesting thing I read recently. Is that when waiters in a restaurant, the wait staff says that we have a couple of neighbors at table 7.
Okay.
Read recently is that when waiters in a restaurant, the wait staff says that we have a couple of neighbors at table 7.
Okay. We don't need
I
to
think
talk
that's
about that.
Well,
I
they
think
always
that
used
was
to say
actually
that.
from the Cumtown podcast.
When we would go to, me and Elton would go to lunch, the waiter would always say, "Oh, you're having lunch with your neighbor." And I said,
Right.
"Why would they assume that I'm?"
Were you neighbors?
No,
No.
he lived in Nigeria. I found him in a banana restaurant in Nigeria.
Banana.
I dreamt of a banana restaurant.
I don't think.
And I said, I
don't
called
believe
up
that
Carl
exists.
Jung and I said, I have to.
Oh,
go.
so Carl Jung's a guy you know?
Yes, we're also friends. Another fellow I met in the Port Authority bathroom.
So you met two people in a Port Authority bathroom
Marlene
that
Dietrich.
claimed to be Carl Jung.
I sucked
and
off Marlene Dietrich while Carl Jung fucked me in the ass.
And ever since then, you've been a devotee of his ideas.
That's exactly right.
That's very, very crazy, Eric.
Wow. They don't call me the bastard of building.
No, they don't. I did not know this much about you. This has been an illuminating episode.
Wow.
Eric motherfucking Clapton. Bada 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 boom, 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 boom.
Layla,
So,
got me on my knees, Marlene.
fuck me, Carl, please.
Yeah. Carl Jung, banana. Got me on my knees, Carl Jung.
Fuck me, Carl Jung, please.
Darling, please make me banana. A big robot who is controlled by a man that lives inside his ass.
Let's see how his wife is hot. Damn, his wife is much younger than his ass.
Oh, is she?
This bitch looking like his daughter.
You know, I never
Let me see.
really pay attention.
Shouts out to Eric, dude. That's the dream. 2253.
You actually got pussy from Columbus, Ohio. We actually met at the original IHOP.
That's right. You did say you were in Columbus. That's where you looking like his daughter.
You know, I never
Let me
really,
see.
I never really pay attention.
Shouts out to Eric, dude. That's the dream. 2253.
I actually got pussy from Columbus, Ohio. We actually met at the original IHOP.
That's right. You did say you were in Columbus. That's where you put your fucking headshot at.
My wife came up to me.
But you were 15,
How did you
you
do
said.
that, Nick?
Huh?
How did you know?
Matt
You
Black
said
Magic.
You put it,
Satanic Black
Well, if,
Magic.
if you ever read Young, you would understand.
Yeah.
That. There's a collective unconscious that we all tap into. So
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
really ever have to read anything. I just sort of go into a fugue and I tap into universal truths.
yeah,
So true.
that's great, man.
Damn, shouts out to her, dude.
Where I can never really be Eric Clapton, but I can turn into a nightmare version of him.
I thought you were the real Eric Clapton.
No,
No, he's not. It's Nick doing a voice.
it's me doing a voice.
God damn it!
Damn. 53rd floors.
The kid fell 53 floors.
Yeah.
Brutal. I feel bad about doing that joke, but it was worth it to get to the bastard building.
No, it was
Bastard
funny.
buildings.
The bastard of buildings was worth it.
It's pretty fucked up that they feel. That's how the New York Building Authority or whatever the fuck thinks
Yes.
of you.
I mean, brutal. Can you imagine going through something like that?
Yeah. Horrible.
Just because it's like, I mean, losing a child is one thing, but like just
Straight.
a bizarre,
Yeah.
the way like a child dies in like a Popeye cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
literally.
imagine if your fucking son had like a piano fall on their head.
Yeah. Literally.
An anvil.
Just such cosmic bad luck.
And I never played the piano again after that.
Wow.
It was guitar only.
Shit.
I was actually, in my first half of my career, I was a piano player.
Really?
And then an anvil fell on me. And I said, that's it, no more blacksmithing. I'm never
more of that.
I'm not making any more
not
swords.
making any more swords or
You're
axes
gonna stop forging.
or arrowheads.
It's that bastard anvil is taking another child from me. It's quite. I mean, I don't talk about it often, but I had another son
Really?
where a coyote
He
actually painted a tunnel on him.
And he ran into the wall. Oh no!
Don't you mean a roadrunner?
Yeah, the
it's
bird
right.
painted the tunnel.
No, the coyote.
No, it was a
paints-
coyote.
Oh, he learned that from the bird.
Yes.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I stand corrected, and I apologize.
I actually put firecrackers on a pair of roller skates.
Didn't you? You had another son. You had another son who he had sex with a beautiful lady, and then he found out that it was a rabbit,
It was actually
Wearing drag.
Yes, a rabbit.
and then he kills himself.
He kills himself.
Yeah.
It was a
fucked a
male
bunny.
It was a male bunny rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Would eat carrots and mock him afterwards.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Yes.
Wow.
But I'm telling you, that fucking sew spine thing
Mhm.
that I got is like
Is that just that plastic thing you put
just
on
a
the
piece
floor?
of fucking plastic. You
Yeah.
can probably make it yourself. I said that before. Just
Yeah.
because they're not a sponsor. And I emailed them and asked them if they wanted to be. And they stole my idea for the sew
Whoa.
spine. I said, what if you had a piece of plastic that you could shove so far up your ass
It
That
fix
it
your
can-
posture.
that it controlled you?
Oh,
yeah.
So this really wasn't a thing about.
It just, the time the CEO of that company was actually at Pixar. And it was another idea I had for a children's movie. It's about a bunch of toys that live inside of a boy's ass. It's about what if there was a young boy and at night his toys came alive and went inside his ass.
Wait, that's what
yeah.
they did.
And and they banned me from San Francisco.
Wow, really?
Yes.
For that idea. That's crazy, man.
They called me
dare
the bastard of Pixar.
bastard of
The bastard of Pixar. You've got a lot of strange epithets, Eric.
Yes, and it all started with that fateful interview with Tool in 1937.
Yes, it did. And who fucking cares? It's time to have pork.
It's time to have pork.
Good video, man. long but good, man. When a video is this long, this was 44 minutes. Nick was like an Eric Clapton character for 44 minutes, man. Impressive. But if a video is this long, it really helps if it has good visuals. It makes it easier to sit through, man. You know, when a video is this long and it's just a picture on screen, you know, it's really hard to sit here and just concentrate on that, man. Because usually when you're listening to audio, especially something for a long time, you tend to just put it on and do other things as it plays in the background. But this was easy to get through, man, because of the good visuals, man. And Feature Files always delivers good visuals, man. So good video, man. Sucks what happened to Eric Clapton, man, with his kid, man. That short clip that they showed there on the beach, it looks like that kid was around 4 or 5 years old, man. That is, you know, for some reason I thought the kid was like an infant or something. That maybe 53 floors, bro. That is crazy, man. It sucks that that happened to him, man. You know, I've never heard any of his music, you know. I didn't know who he was until I started watching these Compton clips. I've done an Eric Clapton video before, Eric Clapton, Gunda Massman, which had some bits that were also here. Some of the stuff that was here I've heard before and I've reacted to before in that other video, but most of it was new. The other one was shorter, way shorter than this. So when I watched that video, that first Eric Clapton video, that was my first time hearing about Eric Clapton. I didn't know who he was. They said that he was famous in the 60s, probably all the way to the 90s. I've never heard any of his music, but it seems he was in several bands throughout his career. And he must have done well for himself. He must have been really famous at some point, you know. Yeah. But that shit with his kid, man, fuck, man. That is heavy to live with, man. That is heavy. That's the kind of shit that just makes you drink your way to an early grave or whatever, man. Drink yourself to death. But I hope he's doing okay, man. Like, subscribe, share, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was good. Nick basically doing a British accent for 44 fucking minutes. Like, subscribe, and share, man. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.